Bonjour, salut. The best things are always made of the finest ingredients. Just a touch of this and a touch of that. C'est parfait. So how about a touch of France? Join us as we discover France, its people and its culture. Also, find out about the touch of France here in Ghana. French companies, French culture, and of course, the French language. Parlez-vous français? Hey! Learn, explore, and experience a touch of France. France and Ghana are separated by both land and sea, totaling to 4,254 kilometers, which is approximately 6 hours by air. Paris is the most visited city in the world, but there is much more to France than the iconic, fashion-famous city of Paris, quite like Ghana's capital city, Accra. France's major cities offer a diverse array of culture, history, and picturesque beauty. The French Riviera breeze to Strasbourg-Sacré-Cœur Christmas market, a touch of France discovers the unique character and personality of some of the most dynamic cities in France. France is more than the hexagon. Prides itself with beautiful overseas territories like Guadeloupe, Martinique, Reunion in the Indian Ocean, and Tahiti. France, one of the largest nations in Western Europe and surely the most beautiful. What an experience to behold, explore, and indulge in.
Hello, welcome to Touch of France. My name is Sophie Avé. I'm the French ambassador to Ghana, but above all, a lover of all things France and Ghana. Today we're going to talk about holidays. I don't know about you, but when I'm on holiday I always enjoy a good book. But some people are lucky enough to go and visit France. If you ask me, I will say it's the most beautiful country in the world, but we'll discuss that. And who better to talk about it than the most beautiful woman in West Africa, dear Juliet Ibrahim. Oh, let me welcome her. Hello, Juliet.
Hi.
Hello, it's so good to see you. Welcome.
3 times, right?
Oh, 3 times, yes. The French way.
you.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Oh, since we're in a cafe, what would you like to drink?
I'll have green tea.
A green tea?
Yes.
Okay. Garçon? A green tea and water. I had guessed that would be your choice.
Thank
Here
you.
it's coming. Can you believe I was reading your book as part of my spare time?
Thank you. Thank
you so much for being here. We will talk about holidays in France.
Yes.
I know you know France perfectly well.
Thank
there you
you.
are. You've been there visiting for short-term visit, long-term visit. So we'll tell a bit about you.
Okay.
Well, let's take time to have a sip of our coffee and our tea. And we'll be back after a short break.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Said it all, got it all the way. She wants it all. Can we all pretend she said it first? All in all, I don't understand. She came around all the other times she didn't say. Time and time, look out for me. Let's wind it down, well, baby, I'll make it right. I'm critical, this
Super Stay Matte Ink from Maybelline, New York. Liquid matte formula. Up to 16-hour wear. Super Stay Matte Ink, only from Maybelline, New York.
We are Decathlon Ghana.
You know me do the way I stand by things. When I talk say I go buy my machine. See me today I dey climb mountains. My fans say shut up while they climb it. Them say I be bombastic. Them they call me Mr. Fantastic. Them say I be romantic. In a dance hall I be gigantic. Yeah, help me say Ozara, 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 to Maragana. Ozara, 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 to my fans.
Welcome back to Touch of France.
Welcome back on Touch of France. Today we're talking about holidays with wonderful actress Juliet Ibrahim. But before we start talking about holidays, dear Juliet, tell us about you a bit. How come, I know you're an actress, you're a producer, but how come do you know France?
So I grew up in Ivory Coast. I lived there for 10 years, and you know how it is with Côte d'Ivoire and France. They are like brothers and sisters. So everyone at the time when I was growing up, were going to France. So after you finish with the lycée, school, France. And I've always wanted to go to France. But then I didn't have the opportunity when I was in Ivory Coast. I got to travel to France for the first time when I was in Ghana.
Oh.
So ever since then, it's been amazing. Like, it's been my dream city and dream country. That's Paris, my dream city. I've been there, and the country is amazing, friendly people, and yeah.
So when you were in Ivory Coast, you were thinking of traveling to France,
Yes.
like something dreamy?
It was the dream, yeah.
And what kind of image did you have of France before you actually could see it?
It's always the Eiffel Tower.
So
And
France
the
is the
city
Eiffel
of
Tower.
love, yeah.
The city
so
of
I
love.
used to love the Paris idea, you know, in the movies, what we see is always been, and the language.
Oh, so
That was
but you speak
why,
French
yeah,
perfectly,
that
right?
was why I really focused on learning French when I was in Ivory Coast, because I love the language, like the accent, the tongue. It just feels like I don't know how to describe the feeling. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks romantic. So
Yes.
first time you go to France, what's the place you visit? What's the
The
first place?
first place I went to was, we landed in the Charles de Gaulle Airport, which is in Paris, then straight to Nice.
Nice?
Because I went for the Cannes Festival.
Oh, right.
Yes, so it was amazing. So Nice was beautiful. The beaches, the people, it was nice. And then we just take a train to Cannes. And it was, the Cannes Festival was amazing. It was a great experience for me.
So that's the
Yeah.
southeast of France?
Yes.
So how would you describe it for people who've never been there?
So I would say that it's completely different from Paris, because most people that travel to France would go to Paris because of the Eiffel Tower, the Disneyland, what they see and always hear. Most people don't hear about Nice and Cannes. For me, it was different. It was unique. The beaches, I love the beach. I love the life there. It's equally the same, but in a different vibe. During the Cannes Festival, everybody's having parties. There's people on the yachts. There were so many things. I would just sit by, you know, and just watch people going on the yacht and partying, like having fun. But I didn't have invitation to go at the time. So most of the parties, so I have to just, and the shopping experiences were crazy, different. All the best designers were there. Everything is available. And then in Nice, I formed like a smaller scale market. So I was able to buy lower and cheaper items as well. So there's a balance of everything for people in Nice and Cannes, yeah.
And how about the French people that you met for the first time in Nice?
Amazing.
Were they like you expected them?
Yes, actually, because what happened was I was with other colleagues of mine, with other actors. So some of them don't speak French. So at the time I kept quiet and pretended like I didn't know how to speak French. So we all spoke English, and when we speak the English, people will respond. They try so hard to respond in English
Really?
because the French people communicate in English a bit. I think they teach English and French in schools there. So they were able to communicate. And then at one point, somebody couldn't really speak French to us, and I spoke French. And my friends were like, oh my God, and you had us suffering the whole time. We're trying to speak English and communicate with the people. I'm like, well, that's the whole point. When you're here, you have to try to speak French to them, let them try to speak English. I believe like it brings that sort of unity with us, you know, French and English. It crosses the barriers between the languages, yeah.
So, is that right to say that it was your first contact with France and that you really felt in love with that
yes.
country?
Yes.
So, where else have you been in France? What else have you visited?
I've been to a lot. I've been to Marseille.
Marseille?
Yes, Marseille. I've been there. I also took helicopter to Monaco.
Oh,
so that's just
wow.
like
How posh!
Yes. I just wanted to experience the place, so I did a helicopter ride to Monaco. Right?
Yes.
Like, and it's so easy because it feels like it's in the same country, but it's not. But it was fun. I've gone to Paris like a dozen of times already because I take my son there sometimes, my mom, my family. We just go and have fun. I've been to Disneyland about 4 times.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes,
You take
4
your son
times.
to Disneyland.
Yes, 4 times already, and it's been great. I would love to visit Aix-en-Provence. I hear it's beautiful.
Aix-en-Provence.
Yes, Aix-en-Provence.
Aix-en-Provence.
Yes, I would love to visit.
That's very
there
close
as well.
to Marseille.
Yes, I would love to. I haven't gone there yet, so it's on my
did you
list.
enjoy Marseille?
Yes, it was nice. It was different. A lot of Africans are there.
Really?
Yes, a lot of Africans are there, so it was a bit different.
Isn't
yeah.
that the case everywhere in France? That we have a lot
It
of
is.
from African descent people. They're completely French.
Yes, a lot of people are there, and what made Marseille different with me noticing more Africans is because I could easily find an African salon, a hair salon. I went to do my hair.
That makes sense.
Yes, so I went to do my hair there when I was there. That's why I noticed immediately. And when I'm in Paris, for instance, I just Google and I get like African food, so I know where to go for African food. And yeah, it's available everywhere.
So when you're in Paris, you're looking for African food?
Most times.
Really?
After I've eaten at the Eiffel Tower. One of my favorite restaurants there is the one that faces just opposite the Eiffel Tower. The view is amazing, so I always have like pasta, seafood pasta.
I think I see which
the
one it is.
baguette and all those, yeah. I like those ones. So when I'm done, sometimes, you know, Africans, we love our craving of pepper.
Yeah,
That's why
we don't
I
have
run
that
for
much.
an African food after, maybe for a lunch. So evening dinner, I'll do wine, French wine with the food there. And I love baguette. The bread, that's the long bread, yeah.
Yes.
So I always have it when I'm in France, yeah.
Gosh, let's digest all that. Have a sip of tea. We'll be back in just a short break.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
I try to lie if I could see your face. We all want to share this feeling. We're all going west this feeling. We won't hesitate this
We believe in a fit for all. Maybelline's Fit Me Foundation. Fits skin tone and texture. Blurs pores, controls shine. Our most diverse shades ever. Find your perfect fit. Maybelline's Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Make it happen. Maybelline, New York.
Welcome back to Touch of France. Now let's learn more about what the French do. The idea of paid holidays was born in the 1920s under the German inspiration. The hard-working Germans actually created the concept as early as 1905. In 1936, all employees were entitled to 2 weeks of paid holidays by law. This created quite the rush to French beaches, mountains, and countryside.
Lorsque j'étais écolier.
Holidays are now anticipated yearly and properly prepared for. These holidays have contributed to a 7% domestic growth of tourism. With paid holidays averaging 36 working days, the French are France's first tourists. There is so much to visit, and it is only a footstep away from home. Whether camping, hotels, or rented accommodations, the French enjoy their time away. Some like to use their free time to visit museums, discovery parks, attend festivals or live shows, visit castles, even take their children to Disneyland Paris. Some prefer to escape the crowd and look for a place of paradise in the mountains, by the sea. France has both the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean, but the boldest can swim in the cold North Sea. Some choose to return to life on the farm, remote villages, or visit their families and friends. If you enjoy friend and family gatherings, parties, or peace and quiet, there is always a place somewhere in France. Beyond Paris, there are world-renowned sites worth visiting, like the Racomondeux, Les Côtes Grottos, Pont du Gard, Auvergne volcanoes, and the skyscraping peak of Mont Blanc. France has 45 monuments classified as UNESCO sites and treasures which are inscribed on the World Heritage List. Sites like the Mont Saint-Michel, alongside its bay, Roman Theatre Versailles, and Fontainebleau castles. Marvelous castles can be visited in France, from the world's famous of Versailles to over 40 Châteaux de la Roye. Stopping by in François, the first Fontainebleau castle. France nests uncountable basilicas, churches, and cathedrals, from the Ledre Notre Dame de France, the Paris overviewing Sacred Heart in Montmartre, and basilicas which are all along the way of St. James of Compostela. Notorious museums like Le Louvre, where Leonardo da Vinci smiles, to the transformed train station Orsay in Paris, to the Grand et Petit Palais. We cannot forget museums like the Shelter of Amazing African Art of Quai Branly, the Bridge Between Earth and Sea Museum in Marseille, the Air and Space Museum in Toulouse. Large or intimate, France offers countless tributes to art and history. Science fans will be thrilled in the Cité des Sciences in Paris or in the Futuroscope of Poitiers. France hosts several festivals in music, theatre or cinema: the Cannes Film Festival, the Angoulême Cartoon Festival, the Deauville American Film Festival, and Annecy Film Festival. Not forgetting the Avignon Theatre Festival. France also hosts well-known international circus performances, music festivals such as the Francophones La Rochelle, Rockin' Scene, Calvi on the Rocks, Reggae Sunskank, Le Printemps de Bourges, Violet Cherouse, Door Hellfest, and Solidays. State-of-the-art infrastructures and concert halls such French Stadium, Arena, Scène Musicale, Le Siècle, Le Zénith Philharmonie de France, Olympia, Cabaret Sauvage attract both international and famous talents to France.
Welcome back to Touch of France. I'm your host, Sophie Avé, the French ambassador to Ghana. And let me please thank our sponsors, without which we wouldn't be able to produce this show. Let me acknowledge our major sponsor, MPS, Meridian Port Services, but also Air France, Decathlon, L'Oreal, and Silverstar, which is Peugeot and Citroën in Ghana. We are back in studio with my guest, Juliet Ibrahim. Thanks again for being here.
Anytime.
So we were talking about your experience of France.
Yeah.
You know Paris now like the back of your hand.
Yes.
Let's say I have a weekend ahead and I want to fly to France. Since now we have a direct airline going to France, you can leave on the Friday evening and land on the Saturday morning. Yeah. Let's say I have a couple of days in France, Saturday, Sunday. What would you suggest I could do?
So depending on the person's age, I would definitely recommend that they go out on a city tour. The city tour bus is fun because you get to see the whole of Paris when you go to Paris. So you book a tour on the bus.
A bus or the boat?
No, the bus.
The bus.
So you do the city tour bus first.
Right.
So it's a hop on, hop off bus. So I do that a lot when I go there because I get to see the place and it's beautiful.
So where does it take you?
It takes you around Paris. So you have best spots to stop. So the most iconic places. So you even get to stop at Eiffel Tower.
Really?
You don't need to take a taxi from your hotel to the Eiffel Tower. You can do the hop on, hop off bus. So when you do that, you can then go to the Moulin Rouge. People don't normally do that, but I like it. It's different.
Really?
Yes. And then you can
Did
also
you ever go in the evening to the Moulin Rouge? Did you see a show?
It was beautiful.
Oh.
It was beautiful. It was a great experience for me. And that's something most Africans don't do when they go there. So I realized that when I tell my friends, they'll always be like, what's that? What's that? So I have to explain. I'm like, go and Google. It's so easy. Yeah,
it's a cabaret.
Yeah, because I love, I'm into acting and everything. So I love theater stuff. So it's amazing.
It's a big show.
Yeah, it's a
dancing
great experience.
and singing.
And food and then dining and everything.
Oh, you have the dining and
I did
champagne.
the dining one, yeah. So it was very, very nice.
So it takes you all around Moulin Rouge?
So you do the hop on, hop off bus. In the evening, you can book a Moulin Rouge and dinner. And then you can also go to Disneyland. Yeah. It's not only for the kids. I go on all the rides.
Really?
I have fun. I go and meet Spider-Man and take pictures. And yeah, I do everything. Like, they always have different shows. The last time I was there, they had a show for the Star Wars, and everybody was watching the Star Wars show. So they always have things doing at Disneyland. I love adventures as well. So that's why I would love to always go to Disneyland and see what new things they have there. So it's something that the person can actually do. And then you should try the cuisine, like the local French cuisine. Oh. Yeah, a good local restaurant.
So what's your favorite dish when you go?
So for me, I'll always just probably go with something that comes with bread. For
with
France, bread.
You want bread?
Anything that comes with bread, yeah.
Do you like the bread in the bakery in the morning, the
fresh,
smell?
The croissants, oh my gosh. I don't ever mix, I don't like waking up in the mornings, but in France, I have to wake up in the morning for breakfast because of the fresh croissant. You don't get that everywhere you go.
Amazing. Yeah. Then if you have a week or a couple of weeks to go around France, what kind of tour would you suggest?
Wow, that would be a big one. So I'll suggest the person goes to Nice and Cannes. I think it's extremely beautiful, and because I've been there, I would recommend that. Then they can do more of the mountains, and there's so many other cities that are beautiful. Like, for instance, the last time I was there, I went to Chantilly.
The castle.
People don't really go to Chantilly. So this was my first experience. It was beautiful.
It's just an hour from Paris, right?
Yes, it was an hour drive, and it was amazing. Then you can do the train, and then you go to Nice, you go to Cannes, and you can even go to Marseille. Then
have you ever tried the high-speed train?
No, I haven't. Not yet. Not yet.
That puts Marseille 3 hours from Paris.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
They're very, very speed train.
I know they have a lot of speed trains around. Yeah, I've seen them pass. Yeah, so that would be something they should do, because in every city there's always something different and something unique, and then the roads are good. So if you want to do a road trip as well, you can hire a car and just drive through and just enjoy, maybe like a drop-top car, and then you feel the wind and everything.
Oh, wow.
Your hair flies. Sometimes I think about movie scenes like that, but yeah, it will definitely be beautiful. Yeah.
You mentioned Paris being the city of love.
Yes.
If you want a romantic place, where would you go?
In Paris?
Yes.
I will always suggest a restaurant or there's a hotel as well. I've forgotten the name of the hotel, but I'll definitely get it. The view in the morning for breakfast is right where the Eiffel Tower is.
Right.
Yeah, so you face the Eiffel. I love it because I feel like it's so romantic. So you wake up in the morning, you're having breakfast, and the view is behind you, or you get to see it with your lover. It's amazing. Or you do a restaurant that has the Eiffel Tower. Or you can go to where the people decide to lock up their love and put the padlock. Yeah,
that's right.
That is amazing as well because you get to.
Did you do that?
No, not yet.
By the sand,
I'm
you have
single.
those.
Yeah, but I would love to do that. That would be so nice. Yeah, that would be so nice.
So there's so many people who do that.
Yes.
Eventually they have
it's
to
filled
take
up with locks.
Yes. So that's how people lock up their love forever.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great thing to do.
Good one,
That's a very romantic thing.
Yes.
Well, how amazing. Thank you very much. Let's speak some French.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take a big breath, get ready. We'll speak some French. We'll be back in a second.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Welcome back to Touch of France. Now let's see what the French do here in Ghana. Going on holiday in France is something worth looking forward to. It is easier than ever as Air France provides daily direct flights to Paris. Make sure you prepare in advance, choose the right places to stay, visit your dream sites and get ready to taste the amazing food and wines. Every French town or village has a tourist office, but you can prepare your trip online. Most people in France speak a touch of English, so you can always find your way around. A bilingual survival dictionary can still be very helpful. If you prefer cash transactions on your trip, remember to exchange your Ghana cedis to euros, which is a currency in France. Do it before you go, as it's unlikely that exchange bureaus will take cedis in France. You can of course use an international credit card to pay or withdraw cash. France is a country for the latest fashion. This is why you will constantly see shops and malls on almost every corner. Whether you like the luxury brands, high-tech products, or local delicacies, there is always a shop around the corner. What What makes shopping even greater is that you are able to receive a tax refund from 175 euros of purchase. But the key to paradise is the tourist visa. Schengen visas in Europe have certain regulations. The country of your first entry in Europe is the one issuing it, and everything can now be done online. It can sometimes take long to get an appointment and then up to 2 weeks to get your visa. Make sure you start the procedure 3 months before the departure date. But you can enjoy a taste of France in Ghana. Enjoy a French dinner in La Chambry and Le Tandem. Buy a French Peugeot or Citroën car at Silver Star, or get French wines at Bachus or French products at your nearest koala shop.
Welcome back on Touch of France. As I promised, we'll speak a little French. Juliet, you mentioned that when you were in France, you tricked the people by not telling them you spoke French.
Yeah.
So does that mean everyone speaks English?
Most of them, I would say 80% of people.
At least
do
they're
speak-
trying.
Yeah, do speak English.
And
yeah.
how useful is it to actually speak French?
It's actually easy, but Anglophones, we find it a bit difficult, but it's actually very easy.
It's easy to speak French.
Yeah, it's very easy. You just have to practice. And it's easier for us when we start from a very young age.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. But then
Yes.
once you're in France, it makes your life
Yes.
much easier.
Yeah, because then you're with the people, you're communicating, you're trying. There's always Google Translator to help you as well. So, it's easy, yeah.
So let's try and find out what is the survival vocabulary that you need when you go for the first time in France. How would you say hello?
Salut.
Salut,
Yeah.
hello, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Do we have such a thing in France as good morning, good afternoon, good evening?
Yes, yes. Those are very easy ones. So good morning is bonjour. Then good afternoon is sometimes I say bonsoir or bonjour as well.
Yeah, I think we say bonjour
Yeah,
all
bonjour,
day,
bonjour.
right?
Yeah, then good evening is bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So then let's say you're trying to bond with some French in a cafe, not on the street.
Yeah.
How would you say my name is?
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle Juliette.
Oh, right. Je m'appelle Anne-Sophie.
Oui.
And of course, the first question that comes is, where do you come from? So
Yes.
how do you say, I come from Ghana?
Je viens de Ghana. Je viens du Ghana, right? Because you have to do the du.
viens du,
Yeah,
that's
je
it.
viens du Ghana, oui.
And
Or je suis de.
je suis de Accra. Je
de
suis d'Accra.
Accra.
Je viens du
Yeah.
Ghana. That's right.
Yeah.
When you say I come from Ghana, do the French people seem to know perfectly well where Ghana is?
Yes, because of soccer, football.
Oh,
So they always like, oh, I know, yes, soccer, yes.
so
Yeah.
who do they know?
So they always mention like the ACN, Marcel, Desailly, people that, yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yes.
amazing.
So always with soccer, like there's always a bond. That's where I always get people to remember.
So
It's like Ghana, yeah,
Ghana
of
owes
course.
soccer his
Yes.
a celebrity in
Yes,
France.
Yes.
How amazing, how amazing.
Yeah.
So in case you're struggling with French and you want to ask if the person speaks English, apart from do you speak English, and I hope someone will understand, how would you ask in French?
Tu parles français? Do you
That-
speak French?
Do you speak French or do
Yeah.
you speak English? Tu
Or
parles,
do you speak English? Tu parles anglais?
tu parles anglais? Yeah. And do the French tend to reply in French the moment you start talking French?
That's a good one. I haven't really paid attention to that, but I'm pretty sure that the person might reply in French immediately because I'm speaking French to them.
Yeah.
Tu parles anglais? And like, oui, je parle anglais. And then I'll go for the English after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the basics? Please and thank you.
Please is pardon. Thank you is merci. Yeah.
And how about if you're helpful, lost with your big map? Okay, we have Google Map.
Yeah, but they
I
still give
agree.
maps in
You
hotels.
still have paper
Yes.
maps sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's say you're standing on the pavement getting lost. How can you say, can you help me please?
Pouvez-vous m'aider? So it's asking, can you help me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Pouvez-vous m'aider?
m'aider is help me.
Help
yeah.
me. Pouvez-vous m'aider, s'il vous plaît?
S'il vous plaît, yes. You always have to be polite.
Cool, well-
S'il vous plaît is like please. Yes.
Yeah. And have you ever experienced that? Would the French rush and be helpful?
Yes, I've experienced that I've had the map, and I always have problem using the one. And the reason why I had that problem is because my data, I didn't put a local SIM. So I decided to use the Wi-Fi from the hotel. So when I step out of the hotel, I'm a tourist. And I'm just using the map, and I had to ask. And yes, they were helpful. Like, they actually give direct directions, not the ones that will tell you, okay, go straight, go right, go. But you follow the street, you know, take 2 turns here and there. It was very helpful.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, you mentioned shopping. Okay, so shopping is the big thing in Paris and in many cities.
Yes.
As you said, you find everything.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're looking for a good bargain, for good deals, you have to know how to say, how much is that?
Yeah.
So how would you say?
So
how
if
much
you want
is
to say
that?
how much, ça coûte combien?
That's it.
Ça coûte combien?
Combien ça coûte?
Combien means how much?
How much?
Yeah, how much.
Combien is
so
how
if
much.
you don't know how to say ça coûte combien, you can just say combien.
Yes.
And they will definitely understand. Yeah.
That's right. Quite a few people say combien. Combien means
we
how
don't know.
much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've got the basic vocabulary. I think we can survive with all that.
I do survive with it.
Oh, you survive with much more. You're quite fluent.
I try. You know, I left Ivory Coast like a very long time ago. So
well, I'm very impressed. Your French is still
I still
perfectly
try
fine.
to speak. Yeah.
Did you teach French to your son?
Yes, he's learning in school right now as well, and I try my best to. But he's always reluctant, like every other Anglophone person, like, oh, why do I have to learn? But it is really helpful because when you go out there, you understand the importance of being bilingual. Yeah.
Most countries in Africa speak French.
Yes.
So how did you do to convince him that it's important? Do you take him to Côte d'Ivoire or to France?
Yes. He hasn't been to Côte d'Ivoire. So what I did was for him to read my book. So so he understands the importance, because in my book I actually spoke about the importance of me learning French for me to be where I am today, and so he's understood so far. And I took him to France, and that's when I watched that he was actually very eager to speak it. So he would meet people, and then he's speaking the little words that he knew. So I was very excited.
They're picking up so easily.
Yes, yeah.
So as you mentioned, there's of course a lot in your book.
Yes.
Thank you so much again. I have an autograph, so I cherish it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for the support.
So if you too would like to know everything about Juliet, please buy her book. You can find it online. You can find it in good libraries in Accra. And if you want to know more about France and how to travel to France, we will be back in a second.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Super Stay Matte Ink from Maybelline, New York. Liquid matte formula. Up to 16-hour wear. Super Stay Matte Ink, only from Maybelline, New York.
Welcome back on Touch of France. You know everything now about France and traveling in France, and I'm sure you feel like going to France. So here is Frederick. He's working with the French consulate and he knows everything of how to get a visa. Hello Frederick, thanks for being with us.
Hello.
So, how can I do if I want to have a visa to go to France?
So you should register online your documents, and then you get a file and make an appointment online, and then come to our embassy for an interview.
Okay, you say online. Where do I go online? Where can I find the...
So you find France Visa, this website. It's accessible on the embassy's website.
So you suggest people go on the embassy website,
exactly.
the French
so
embassy?
You will find all information.
All information. And then they go on a website called France Visa.
France Visa to register and to make an appointment.
And what kind of questions are going to be asked?
The duration of stay, your citizenship and territory where you're going to stay. Because Schengen Visa can access you to up to 26 countries.
So once you have a Schengen Visa, when you get in France, you can then
travel
around
nearly all Europe.
All Europe, 26 countries in Europe.
Yes.
Amazing. So that's why we are so closely monitoring and checking before we actually deliver a visa, right?
Yes, we need to check that you will really stay in France and that you booked a hotel or a family private invitation and that you have enough income to travel and you booked a flight.
Okay. And since it gives access to 26 countries, the Schengen area, who is making the rules? Is France on its own side making the rules of eligibility for a visa?
It's a European
It's
rule.
European.
It's you can apply for a visa for France if France is your main destination or first entry. If you then travel from France to Italy and Spain, if you spend more days in France, then you can apply for a visa at the French embassy.
Okay. Then you mentioned coming to the embassy. Is that the first thing to do, or do we have to first register online?
Please, you need to first register online so that we can accommodate everybody.
Okay.
And plan our schedule.
There's no point in turning up in the French consulate unless you're already registered.
No, there is no point.
Okay. And then once you are registered, I guess you are given a number of registration and a date of an appointment. What kind of papers do you have to bring?
So you will need to bring a pay slip, a recent bank statement.
A pay slip?
Yeah, a pay slip.
So to prove that you're actually, or proof of how much you make?
Yes, and proof of other income like a bank statement too. Travel medical insurance is required at the border, and hotel reservation, and a flight, return flight.
And a return flight. Okay. How many people request for a visa here in Ghana each year? How many people are?
For France, it's around, will be from 4,000 to up to 8,000.
Between 4,000 and 8,000?
Yes,
we don't
we
know
expect
yet.
them, yes.
We expect 8,000 this year?
Yes, exactly.
8,000 Ghanaians who would like to go and visit France?
We expect them growing,
we hope
increasing
it will be growing.
Yes.
Well, fingers crossed, and we hope this show will contribute to it.
Sure.
Thank you very, very much, Frederick.
It's my pleasure.
I'll be back in a second. So, you've heard the basic survival vocabulary to travel and be a tourist in France. It's now your turn to speak a little French. Here's a quiz. What is the French for enjoy your holiday? Is it bonnes vacances? Is it bon voyage? Is it vive les vacances? If you think you have the right answer, 1, bonnes vacances, 2, bon voyage, or 3, vive les vacances, text 1, 2, or 3 at 1788. And guess what? The winner, the very lucky winner, will be blessed with a trip to France, a return ticket for 2 people from Accra to Paris. Can you believe this? So rush onto your phone and text at 1788. Dear viewers, this is now the end of this show. We talked about holidays. I hope I made you feel like go and visit France. I wish to acknowledge our sponsors without whom this show would not be possible. Our major sponsor, MPS, Meridian Port Services, our sponsor, Air France, the one direct line that takes you to France and that will take you to France if you are the lucky winner of our quiz of today, Decathlon, Silver Star Ghana, and also L'Oreal for the cosmetics and the makeup for today. I hope I will see you next week, same place, same time. Until then, bonne semaine, merci beaucoup, à bientôt, thanks very much, bye.